I've just done this one as a demonstration and I forgot to video it. I was watching the camera, but I thought I turned it on, but I hadn't. It was just painting a lakeland scene from my imagination, so I'm going to have to do it again now. So here we go. But I'll do this one using 3 colours, but not the drab colours that I'd like to use, like the burnt sienna, black and raw sienna, or sepia. I'll use 3 primaries. I'll use ultramarine, raw sienna and light red. So 3 primaries. You can try doing this for yourself, but use your own 3 primaries. You can use cadmium yellow, you can use cobalt, Windsor blue. As for reds, you can use alizarin crimson, or you can use light red as I have, or you can use burnt sienna, or you can use cadmium red. You choose. What I wouldn't recommend you do is use green, because I don't use it. I mix the greens. The thing is, once you start throwing colours at a painting, it goes wrong, and you don't really solve a problem. Learn to use your colours, your choice of colours, and everything that you can do with them. Mix all your greens from burnt sienna, lemon yellow, burnt umber, blue, Payne's grey, however you want. Just experiment and keep on experimenting until you know your colours backwards. Don't just change the colours because you're struggling. Learn to use them until you stop struggling. It's all about practice and practice and practice. Don't get the idea that because you can't do it after a couple of months that you haven't got any ability, that you can't do watercolours. It takes a lot longer than that. And, all right, people are born with greater ability than others, but if you don't practice, regardless of ability, you won't get anywhere. I had a break in my watercolour career for about 15 years where I painted just in oil, but from say the first 10 years, 12 years, I painted in watercolour, and I worked from Roland Hilder. Then I discovered Ron Ranson, and I just went from there. No, I couldn't do it at the beginning. I hate to think, you have so much paper I wasted. But I think the wet in wet is a glorious way of painting. It's a bit spontaneous. It does unpredictable things, and well, anyway, lecture over. The raw sienna, light red, dirty light red, mixed with the blue, but it will get mixed with the blue again, and ultramarine blue. So there are my 3 colours. I'll do a lakeland scene again, like an impression of the Lake District in Cumbria, one of our top beauty spots. It's one of the world's top beauty spots, which is absolutely glorious. It's very famous for poets and artists and ramblers and hill climbers, yachting, all sorts of pursuits, and it's in an area of a farming area as well. Right, I'll just use a bit of this raw sienna. If you see me use another colour, shout, stop me. Right, so let's just put a lake down there. So the thing about painting with the imagination is that it frees you up from your reference material. Right, I'll put a bit of blue in. And put that in the water, reflect the sky in the water. And now we want some nice clouds, so blue and the red. My hake is splitting again. Now, because I'm right-handed, that I tend to start the sweep of my brush on the right-hand side. And okay, then we'll just put some shadow under the clouds. See, that's gone dry there. Right, put in some distance now, so I'll just use the blue. Oh, one idea, I didn't put enough water on this paper to start with. And we'll mix in some yellow, oops, and a red. It's very similar to the one I've just done because it's in my mind. And it's lying flat up, face up on the floor there. Okay, so I'll get some, oh, it's not using yellow, so, well, not using the lemon yellow. So I mix the 3 primaries. And I'll just put some sienna in there. Put some good dark on there. This is all just 3 colours. Just add your colours. So what's above, put below. I'm going to go over this here with that tree that I'll put in on the right. So let's just get this coming down here. Bit of red in there because it's becoming further forward. Now I don't want to go uphill there, so that's. I mean, you could do so many variations on a theme with all this. Now we'll put in some blue. Now you need plenty of cloth to dry your brushes, so let's just put in some of this in. I'm not copying the background in the reflections accurately. In fact, you probably wouldn't see any reflections at all because the water would be wind ruffled. Just add in some of that sienna. Okay, let's harden up some edges along there with a bit of blue and a bit of red. Now, dark in here, warm, dark. Okay, so we've got this island, well, this bit of land is jutting out there, and let's scrape out a little bit of rock in it. See, the sky has gone streaky because of the way the brush is behaving, but you just make the best with what you've got. changing, adding top brushes doesn't make any difference. You can paint great pictures with your fingers if you paint with your head, not with your hands. Okay, let's just get that right, horizontal, more horizontal. So let's just put a little bit of stuffing on here. Right, now I'm going to put this foreground in across here. Warm colours. Plenty of sienna in there as well. This is dark. Now I'm going to etch out some bigger rocks in here. When you're using a card, have lots of them because you put them down and you can't find them. Right, so let's just put in when you do this, be a bit creative. We know it's random, right, but it's got to look realistic. And the idea is to scrape the light off the rocks, and the dark paint goes to where you lift off your card and it provides the shadow. The other side of the rocks. See that? We can just a few flicks. Right. So we seem to be going uphill here a little bit. So what I'll do, I'll clean my brush and squeeze out the water and just bring that okay, so that gives a bit of an impression of some wind ruffling there, and I want to just right, let's get some greeny colour. And just separate the background from that bit there. Not quite, I've lost a bit of the counter change there. Right, okay, so we want to put in some heavy, scrubby, gorsy tree. So blue, yellow, okay, so we'll just get this in here. This will just give an impression that there are some scrubby stuff on here. I call it stuff because it stops us naming things. Right. Got some water somewhere on the brush here that's diluted. See the variety of colours you can get with this. And there's some good dark in here. Background is probably just a little bit too dark. It's clashing with the foreground here, but by the time I put I'll stiffen that up with some trunks and branches. Let's just put in some grass here. What you put above, put below. Okay. You've got a nice little sort of shade of green there. Right, let's get the rigger going. We've got several different riggers here, so I mix a nice dark. Mixing the three colours. I think my counter change there has sort of gone by the board a little bit. But never mind, doesn't matter. Thicken up there. Could have done that with the hake. It would look a bit more random. Let's just get that dark shadow in there. Nice. Flick out some of that there just to there we are, that's clashing a bit there, but okay, this is not as good as the one I did earlier, I don't think. Right, that's about as good as that's going to go. Put in a couple of braids. Needs to be a little bit darker though. Right, okay. I could just lift out a little bit of the sail over there. So I'll just wet. Oh God, it was horrible. I thought I'd forgotten to turn the video on. just balance, hopefully, the other side, putting these sails in. Ah. There's no end to your imagination. I know. I mean, you can do abstracts and all sorts of things with watercolours, the same as you can with anything else. We've got these beautiful colours. Oh, put one in there. Okay, can't do much more than that, I don't think. I don't want to put a figure in. I'll sign it, and we'll put a mount around it, the blue mount. Right, okay. I won't show you the other one to compare it with. This is a new one. So let's just straighten up that horizon a little bit. Well, that doesn't look too bad, does it? So what we've got is a warm, rich, heavy foreground going off into these different planes. We've got plenty of detail, well, lost and found detail in the middle distance there, going off into the blue beyond. Pity about the way the brush behaved there, but never mind. I hope you get the idea. Let's just see if I can bring my round some more square. Okay, let's zoom into it. Right, there's my distance. Come across here. And now we'll go down into the foreground. There we are. So that's all really. It's quite effective. It's very easy to do. And if you can't do it, it's not because you can't do it, it's because you haven't done enough of it. That's all I can say really. Just keep practicing, just keep at it. Don't give up. If you quit, you'll never get anywhere. I never quit. I did it till I could do something. I love Roland Hilder's work, his wonderful watercolours. I learnt a lot from copying him. Copy what I do. I've done all the simplification for you, which really is the art of painting, or landscape painting, is simplify what is a complicated scene. You look at something and think, well, I'll put that in because it's in the photograph. Don't leave it out. Look for the tones, look for the lights and darks. I can do it because I've done a lot of it. I lost it a bit there, admittedly, but I've put in some light scrapes over the trunks so that I get some lights and darks there. But remember, warm and dark. Now we've only used 3 colours, the blue, the red and the raw sienna. Picture about it's got a bit sketchy, but I don't think I wet the paper enough. The paper is Fabriano, by the way, £130, and the palette, well, the colours are from the 21mm tubes of Cotsman watercolour. The brush is a 2-inch hake, Ron Ransom hake, the best one going. They do funny things, they hold lots of water and they split, but you have to learn to use these things. It's not easy, nobody ever said it was easy, but it's not impossible. It's very possible. So thanks for watching, see you later, bye bye.